Hey guys, one of my girlfriends gave me her old webcam, so I'm going to see if this thing works. So this new camera that I have is amazing, other than the fact that I've lost 10 pounds and it adds them right back. The camera also makes my head look huge, and my shoulders, and of course my tits, they look huge. I can't move it back far enough to get it to do anything that it should be doing. At any rate, I'm going to make this video a series of short clips, and the reason I'm going to do that is because I know that people get bored really easily, and I don't have a lot of time to be talking on here today. I recently had to hire a new attorney, and let me tell you why. Simply because for the past 2 weeks, the police have been knocking on my door every other day, apparently. I've been on vacation, and I call the magistrate, and they tell me that they have a warrant out for my arrest. Well, I will be home today, and then I'm going on another vacation. So, they want me to come turn myself in. Of course, I had to hire an attorney, and they want me to turn myself in over a warrant that has already been dropped 3 times. And the reason that it keeps popping up in the system is because it's never been served. Well, if you have an attorney, that's why you fucking pay for one, so they can have that dropped, and it doesn't get served. At any rate, that's the bullshit I'm having to deal with now, among other things. So, I had to hire an attorney. Actually, he's very nice. I can't mention his name on here. That he's a very good attorney. For those of you who know me, if you want to know his name, I'll be more than happy to give it to you. Speaking of having had to hire an attorney, I would like to take your mind back to those horror movies that you've seen where some ghost or some murderer invades a home and the people have to hide and they fear for their lives. That is exactly how I have felt for the past year and a half. Had it not been for one of my girlfriends, I would still be a prisoner to my own home. I feel like I am a prisoner in my own environment. This shit is never ending. I am a victim of a very serious crime of domestic violence. It has traumatized me. I have post-traumatic stress that I would not wish on my worst enemy. I have developed all kinds of serious mental issues because of it. It's very difficult for me to keep a boyfriend around because I'm afraid that all of them are going to hurt me. There are just numerous. I look over my shoulder constantly. I'm constantly afraid that something else bad is going to happen. I'm constantly afraid I'm going to go to jail. And all of this over someone who beat the shit out of me repeatedly for a year and a half. I'm aware of the fact that a lot of you don't have access to my Facebook page. So at the end of this video, I'm going to include exactly what domestic violence looks like to some degree. I have a few pictures, and I'm going to put them on here because I want everyone to know exactly what can happen to someone that you know who is being domestically abused and they do not want to talk about it. Some of the pictures that I have will shock you, so do not let children watch this video. That is a warning. You do not want these things happening to your mother, your sister, your cousins, your grandmother. but they're an actuality. I want people to be more aware of what goes on so that the actual victims of domestic violence are not persecuted, because that only makes things worse for us. There are numerous things that my ex did to me that I don't even really want to talk about, but I believe that they need to be addressed. I cannot tell you how many times he woke me up in the middle of the night and beat the shit out of me. I cannot tell you how many times he overdosed on medication that wasn't even prescribed to him, and I had to call poison control because I was trying to save his life. I can tell you that misery loves company, and my ex, from the day we met, has tried to drag me down with him, and I'm not in the mood for that. I do not deserve that. I do not deserve to be treated that way. I'm not going to be treated that way. And you would think that our system, that our government, that the people who demand justice, the people who are the justice system, would understand that, and that they would do everything that they could to help a victim. That is not the way that things work these days. The way that things work these days is you're guilty until you're proven innocent. There is no more existence of you're innocent until proven guilty. They will throw your ass in the fucking slammer in an instant, no matter what. And they will tell you it's all about who shows up first. It's all about who has the worst injuries. So, though I've suffered a year and a half in fear of my life, actually, if you want to be technical about it, he and I were together for a year or 2 years, and approximately 6 months after we were together, he started his abusive behavior. So for the past 3 years, I've suffered the same fear for my life. And trust me when I say, you get to the point where you want to give up on life because you don't believe that anybody believes you. I'm not going to go through this whole domestic violence thing again. I have an entire video on that. But I'm telling you, my best advice to you, whoever you are, and I do not care who you are, you need to teach your daughters, A, how to use a gun to protect themselves. Not for general violence, but to protect themselves. And B, from the point in time that your daughters learn how to walk, you need to teach them martial arts. You need to put them in a martial arts class of some kind so that they can protect themselves like I was unable to do. I took martial arts as a child for 2 years, and I was still unable to protect myself against the beast that was my ex. So, put your daughters in a martial arts class of some kind so that you do not have the same things happen to them. I'll tell all of you 3 things that my ex did to me that would literally put you in shock. And I'm going to go through them pretty quickly. One night, mind you, I had to be up at 4 o'clock in the morning. He did not work. He was a drug addict. One night, in the middle of the night, he woke me up by slapping me in the face at 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning, and proceeded to continue to beat me in the face. And then when I woke up, he spit in my face and told me what a worthless bitch I was. A few nights later, he wakes me up drunk on alcohol and on pills, and pulls me out of bed, turns me over on my stomach, and rapes me violently. And another time, when I first bought this house, or started to buy this house, he sits in a chair at the foot of my bed and tells me that I can either get up and let him punch me in the stomach, just for no reason, because he was fucked up on something. He tells me that I can either get up and he can punch me in the stomach, or he's going to kill me in my sleep. So of course I try to talk him out of it, and he says you can either get up and let me punch you in your stomach, or I can kill you in your sleep. No amount of pleading worked. So I got up and let him punch me in the stomach, and then cried myself back to sleep. As everything that I have mentioned in this video is a fact, I think that it is my belief that someone should break the long arm of the law in about 3 places so that it can get its shit back together in a more appropriate fashion. The shit that goes on nowadays, I am so excited about the fact that people now know that you can film police officers when they come to your doorstep and put that shit directly on YouTube or any place else so people can see just how fucked up police officers are these days. They think that they can do whatever the fuck that they want to do. They do not have to tell you the truth about anything. I think that they should be filmed by everyone, and had I known when I was a victim of domestic violence this past time that you could record officers and let everyone know what they're doing, I would have done it. Subject so that everything's so not complex and dramatic. A lot of you love my drama. I don't necessarily like living it, but I'm telling you, there is some funny shit that has gone on in my life now that I look back on it. Hilarious things. Excuse me. A for instance would be that I have worked in the customer service industry, and I would literally, I mean seriously, I think everybody should have to work in the customer service industry, and why I believe that is simply as follows. You could be at your job in customer service for 20 years, and customers will still come in and try to tell you how to do your fucking job. It never changes. I have literally looked at people and been like, don't fucking tell me how to do my job. And I have said that to them. I cannot tell you how many customer service positions I've almost been fired from for telling people exactly how shit is. Do not tell me how to do my fucking job. I know how to do my job. I do my job better than half the people that work at this company, so I don't need your advice on how to do my fucking job. When you come back here and you cook your own bucket of chicken, when you come back here and you bake your own bread, when you come back here and you make your own sweets, you're more than welcome to do so. Decorate your own fucking cake. You know, I don't let anyone decorate my cakes. I do not let anyone cut my hair or do my nails. I do all that shit myself. Because if you want something done right, you do it yourself. If you go to a company and you want them to decorate your cake or bake your bread or do whatever, then don't fucking complain when it comes out the way that you didn't want it to begin with. These people will come in and give you generalizations and then be like, well, this don't look right. Well, I went over this shit with you before we made it, so how is it not right? Oh, well, it's the wrong color, this, that, and the other. Well, I showed you the color that your cake was going to be decorated, and it still didn't turn out right? Are you fucking kidding me? You need to get your fucking priorities in order. You need to know what it is that you want, because none of us are mind readers in the customer service industry. And for all of those out there of you who are servers, I have literally I was a server at one point in time, and this in itself is shocking. I had a family that came in every Sunday and ate. I always ended up getting them because I was, I suppose, the best server. Well, one Sunday they come in and they back into my fucking car in the parking lot. I did not press charges. I did not call the insurance company. I didn't do any of those things. The next Sunday they came in and left me pennies as a tip. We all know why they did it. Because they thought that I was going to call the insurance company and ream them for money and do all this. No. I didn't do any of those things because I'm a better person than that. They didn't even do that much damage to my vehicle. At any rate, they leave me pennies. And I'm going to tell you that I picked those pennies up off of the fucking table and took them outside of the restaurant and threw the pennies at them, directly at them, before they could even get in their fucking car. And I said, is this a tip? No. It does not matter what's going on in your world. There are other people in this world, and servers do not make money. They make money off of you, and you are supposed to leave a 15% gratuity. I used to eat at Outback every week, and our bill would be over $200. Do you know how much I left my server? $40 to $50. Okay, so that's 20 to 25% of a tip. Be generous. Do not be fucking greedy. And treat people with respect. I said before I move on to the next topic, I'm going to reiterate something that I have said numerous times since I started writing music again. The music at the beginning of these videos I write myself, and I would greatly appreciate it if you would not steal it. It takes a lot of work to write music, and I don't care for people to steal my product. Thank you. On a more funny note, a humorous note, I know all of you remember this shit from your childhood. My mother used to tell me this shit all the time. Do not get in the vehicle with strangers. Honey, up and down this street, I can walk up and down this street and people are always offering to give me a ride. I'm guessing that their mothers and fathers did not tell them the same thing. Because I look at them like, what? No, it ain't gonna fucking happen, scram. Do not take candy from strangers. People offering you all kinds of shit. Mama told me not to take candy from strangers. I don't even fucking like candy, so don't be offering it to me. Do not talk to strangers. Which means, like, people that I guess you would consider a threat. Because if I didn't talk to strangers, I wouldn't have any friends. I talk to strangers constantly. But then I don't talk to people who drive by in a vehicle and try to get me to climb into their vehicle. Honey, I can walk up this road and 15 people will stop and be like, do you need a ride? And I'm like, fuck you, no, I ain't getting in the car with you. You're a stranger. I don't even want to talk to you. In fact, I've told my ex-boyfriends before, they'd be like, piss me off or something like that. And I'm like, you're a stranger. Don't even talk to me. Mama told me not to talk to strangers. That's how bad they piss me off. At any rate, moving on. My mother also said, use a code word. If I'm ever having somebody that you don't know come to pick you up at school, there'll be a code word. Ours was banana. Honey, if somebody pulled up to me and said banana, nowadays, I'd be like, no. You're a fucking pervert. Get the hell out of my face. Drive on. What kills me is these people will pull up to me on the street and they don't even know if I have a gun. I could blow their fucking head off their shoulders and they don't even know. They're too busy worried about their next piece of ass and how much they may or may not have to pay for it. Well, honey, I'm not a prostitute. Approaching me in any way, shape, or form like that is not going to get you any results other than negative ones. And sorry for you. You know, I don't know about you guys, but this new attorney that I have hired needs to be calling me and telling me that I'm off the hook for some crazy, stupid bullshit warrant that is a repeat warrant. He needs to be calling me. I'm not paying him to sit around on his ass and not do any fucking thing. I want to hear some. I want to see some results. My father for a minute. I want to go ahead and tell y'all, I think that he is the biggest fucking wimp I have ever met in my entire life. First of all, he leaves when I'm like 5 years old. My mother has to throw him out because he's abusing her and doing all this, that, and the other. So, he's gone. Yet, numerous times throughout my life, 37 years of it, he's popped back up. Just recently was like 4 months ago, he popped back up and we hung out together for a couple weeks. You know, I'm forgiving. I'll give somebody a 50th chance if they're part of my family. No. Hey, I cussed him out one day, honey. I was like, look, this is kind of shit I ain't trying to fucking deal with. Because he said something smart. He thinks he's some kind of fucking badass. And I'm like, we'll be riding in his truck or something and he'll, like, speed and go act like he's driving some kind of fucking race car and shit like that. And I'm like, I'm not into this, dude. No, you need to slow the fuck down because, I have post-traumatic stress and there's no telling what point in time I'm gonna fucking snap, so you need to slow down. And so he slows down and then he's like trying to buy you all this shit. I asked him one time after I cussed him out a previous time, I was like, are you seriously trying to buy my love? And he's like, well, I don't see why I can't. Yeah, I thought that I could buy your love. I want to give you money and buy you things so you'll care about me. And I was like, that is just, seriously? It's like, I don't want your fucking money. I want you to be a decent father. Honey, I'm telling you what, this motherfucker pulls out all the stops when it comes to stupidity. Let me tell y'all what, I have said it before and I'm going to say it again. My new roommate is literally at the top of her goddamn lungs again. There is absolutely no reason for that shit whatsoever motherfucking ever. At all. Use your fucking inside voice. I do not want to hear what the fucking conversation you're having while you're on the phone with somebody. Alright, boys and girls, remember, at the end of this video, I'm going to put, or in this video somewhere, I'm going to put what domestic violence looks like. So remember, put your children in some kind of martial arts class with immediacy so that they can defend themselves. This video is going to be cut short. Like I said, I love you guys. There's all kinds of different clips in here. Subscribe so that I can make more videos.